2 men alone on a boat with a little girl.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
You know, that's kind of weird, and she really questioned it because of that fact. And turns out that after they came back from this boating trip, my ex had a urinary tract infection.
Oh, no.
And so they went to the doctor, you know, like you normally do for anything. And she pulled the doctor aside and was like, could it be a possibility that she might have been molested? And the doctor said it's a possibility. And, you know, I don't know if it's true, if it's false, but it just raises questions. And some of the behaviors my ex exhibited, you know, shyness in sex, as we started pulling apart in our marriage, she was
lack
like,
of intimacy.
One of her things was like, well, why didn't you try and have sex with me more? And I was like, I tried and tried and tried, but you always kept denying. So I just got used to the fact that intimacy wasn't really a part of
you're not a terrorist.
Our
you're
marriage.
not going to make someone do something they don't want to do.
And
that's not your personality to force yourself on
and
somebody.
then after we got
It's
divorced,
not fun anyway.
you know, she goes around and sleeps around with 4 or 5 other guys. And I'm starting to think that she relates sex with love. And it kind of trips me out, you know, just seeing these things now down the road. I don't even know if she would know if she was molested or not because she was so young.
I mean,
Yeah,
I remember when I was 7, you know, don't you guys have memories from?
Yeah,
I remember when I was 7.
I remember when I was 7.
You know,
so
but
if something that traumatic happens to you by someone that you trust, now sex and love and trust and family, it just all becomes one big fucked up mess.
Yeah.
Somehow.
So in her mind now, she probably blocked it out. You know, if you ask her about it, she probably wouldn't remember anyway. She'd have to go through some deep therapy and hypnosis and all that, you know, horrible shit to relive the past.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, I dated a girl for a long time, and I think I told you guys a story.
Yeah.
Where she was this beautiful girl, and she wasn't sexually repressed. She was great. You know, she did whatever I wanted. But the last few times we had sex, probably the last time we had sex, maybe I went back one more time. She said, you know, haven't you noticed I cry after we have sex sometimes? I said, no, I never noticed. She goes, yeah, I cry.
Are you hung like a horse?
It's like, why are you crying? That's another show. Why are you crying? And she goes, well, you remind me of my uncle who molested me when I was little.
Oh, my God.
That's wrong.
Talk about a boner killer. Talk about being uncomfortable. I couldn't. There's no way after that I could have sex with this woman.
And if you could, you've got issues, man.
I think I did one more time, but even then I was just like, you know,
No,
this is too weird for me.
Yeah.
This is a place. This is not a place I want to go. So, I mean, you know, the whole molestation, you know, I think we were talking about this, or I was talking about it with somebody. Rapists, child molesters, you know, pedophiles.
Yeah.
These are broken people. Murderers, they're broken people.
Yeah.
You know, someone can, I think we talked about this, didn't we? Yeah, someone could be a drug addict and get help.
Right.
Someone could stop stealing cars. You know, someone could stop writing bad checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, someone could stop driving drunk because your license is going to take it from you, right?
Yeah.
Like all those acts, you know, using drugs, selling drugs, all that stuff.
There's help for that.
Right.
You can stop doing that.
You can get mended.
Yeah,
you know,
there's
like
a reason why you're doing this, right? But there's also a reason why people are molesters and rapists, and those people are just the way they are, and they need to be put down. There's no fixing those people. There's no rehab for rapists.
Oh, I'm in agreement, but what troubles me in the system is that, you know, if you go out there and rape somebody, you go to prison for 3 years.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've got brothers doing 14 years for less, you know, kicking some guy's ass on the street. What do you think's worse? I mean, you know, like invading someone, you know, like sexually.
But you know what? I guarantee
like,
that 3 years that old guy goes to prison and he becomes the kid, he becomes raped, and those prisoners in there do not respect child molesters or rapists.
Oh no, they don't, not at all.
They will treat him like shit. So those will be the worst 3 fucking years of his life.
Oh, believe it or not, no, I don't know about that.
If he lives beyond those 3 years,
that, they won't like say it because they're a little wiser than that. But I think they go in jail liking that too.
And then some of them who have been molested and commit these acts, it takes them back to their childhood, so they come out. And it's even worse.
They're worse, yeah.
It supports the behavior that they've already learned, and it's fucked up. Yeah.
Well, but we all remember the movie The Lion King, right? The whole circle of life. That holds true with almost everything.
Oh yeah.
If there's been abuse in the family, it's just going to keep perpetuating itself till someone
breaks that cycle.
Just like with the good family. I mean, you look at the Kennedys and the Rockefellers. Like, these are great families, and there's a reason why they continue to have success.
Oh yeah, it's a legacy. It becomes a legacy.
Building on it. Yeah.
And as for molesters, if you went to I don't know where the website is, but if you go on, there's the Megan's Law.
Megan's Law.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe how many molesters live in your neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
So you gotta always check it out.
Be vigilant.
My daughter's mom, she does that shit, and
that's
just for our own daughters.
That's the scariest thing to me is my ex is in a relationship now, and
have you checked
the guy's on that list?
No,
possibility.
He's not on the list or anything like that.
He's with you, man.
But he's a young kid who we really don't know yet. Even if you're dating that person. 10 months, you don't know that person.
I always say I'm still learning stuff about my own mom and family, and I've known them all my life.
Yeah.
So how much are you really going to know about somebody in a year?
Right.
In a dating situation where the thing is you want to look good. You're not going to disclose everything.
Stage is what I call the honeymoon stage. You only put your best foot forward during that time.
The scary fact for me
skeletons in the closet.
That it's 1 out of every 3 or 1 out of every 4 girls in America at some point in their life has been molested.
Right, 1 out of 3
in some way.
That's in that.
And
I've heard that statistic.
My ex wants to
that could be
put
anything,
this
though.
guy
Someone could have just grabbed their ass one time,
or it could have been some guy flashed them.
That statistic might be a little skewed.
A little skewed, yeah.
But for the most part, I
would say about half of those people actually, really have.
Yeah, it breaks down probably to less.
Okay, so you say 1 out of 5, 1 out of 6.
I'll say 1 out of 8.
Yeah, 1 out of 7.5.
That's still horrible, though.
Because that's fucking terrible. But I think, they probably put in the statistic forcing some girl to watch, anal sex pornography or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
There's always the exceptions.
Yeah, but those are like what? That's considered a lewd and lascivious act, maybe.
Right. Yeah. But I'm saying when you're showing it to a 13-year-old girl,
maybe.
like some kid, like let's say he's 13, but he wants to show another 13-year-old girl, oh, she's my pal, show her that. That's exposing her to that. That's kind of, that's...
I think that's just not the same. The scariest guy is the guy who grooms the girl, like who's the predator who has this long plan of, let me just show you a little sex here, let me just show you some pictures, let me show you my junk. It's like this whole plan of you remember that guy that fucking had those girls kidnapped and eventually married her and had a kid with them? Dugard or something like that.
That one? I heard a story of a guy who did it to his own daughters or some shit.
Yeah,
like that.
There's one of those too.
There's one of those too. I mean, your own
He
daughter?
had 6 kids with his own daughter and kept them in the basement.
Yeah.
But it's weird to me how my ex, after 6 months, wants to put this guy on the pickup list from daycare. 6 months.
No.
I'm like, no fucking way. And great grandma told me yesterday, she's like, stick to your fucking guns.
I've had jeans longer than 6 months. I've had jeans for like 5 years.
And you still don't know them.
And I'm still finding change in the pocket.
It scares the hell out of me as a parent, especially as a divorced parent. It would be different if I was like Savvy, where I'm in the home, mom can't take care of her, I'm watching her.
Yeah.
They're in a completely different location, and mom needs to go here or there and can't watch her, and my daughter's stuck alone with this person. It's really fucked up and scary to me.
Is she still in the diaper stage? How old is she?
No,
Oh, okay.
she's
No, good. I'm just
3,
saying
right?
because I hear stories from like friends sometimes like, oh yeah, they have a new boyfriend and they'll let them change the diaper. I'm just like, don't do that, girl.
Yeah.
Don't let this fucking